What's up, y'all? So I'm gonna make this video shorter than last time. So basically, be about your father's business, right? So Mary and Joseph, they was looking for Jesus, and he was in the synagogue. He was in the synagogue, being about, and he told them his response to them when they asked where he was at. He said, "I'm about my father's business," and of course, he finished his father's business on the cross. Amen. So basically, you got to do the same. Be about your mother and your father's business. Now obviously God is our father, but let's talk about things on earth right now, right? So we have generational curses. We have a lot of similar traits to our mother and our father, both of them. And the thing is, it's like you have those good traits and you might have those negative traits, right? But the question is, what are you going to do about it? It's gotta end with you. You gotta stop it. And the way that you stop those strongholds, because that's what they are, those traits that you so-called negative that you might notice in yourself, and even the smallest of traits that if you do a soul search looking inside and figuring out what you do and how it affects people and how it affects your own life, then maybe what you do is you go on a fast. I'm sorry, you not no maybe. What you do is you go on a fast. You go on a fast, and it it will break those chains and those bonds within your stomach that make you you and who you are. It's just like genes. These things get passed down, and yeah, they get passed down between both your mother and your father. But you have to break those chains. But like I said, the way that you do that is a fast. Now, you can do the fast how you want, but the point is, what I'm saying, it's about your stomach. It's about what you eat and about what you intake, right? So it's not just fasting anything random. I recommend food all the way. Fast food, not fast food, but stay away from eating food for a certain period of time. Um until you feel as though your flesh has weakened and your spirit has strengthened. And that will give you the strength to break those generational curses once you figure out what they are, right? But it has to be in the name of God. And you have to pray away these things simultaneously while also fasting. So, and I can almost guarantee you, if you go hard at that and you are relentless and you seek God's face, you will be able to break those generational curses. But the Bible says that only some spirits may be able to come out through prayer and fasting. So you got to do both. You got to go to war. You got to attack those curses, and it's got to end with you. Now, the thing is, some people might not have parents, right? So you're kind of like, well, I don't have any parents, so what do I really go off of? Or I don't know my parents is what I'm trying to say. You don't know your parents, so like, what do you go off of? Well, a lot of things, if you notice, our they'll manifest into your relationships. A lot of people that don't have parents often, or didn't know their parents, will often rush towards finding a family and end up in a, well, maybe a toxic situation that they didn't necessarily put themselves into. A lot of us are like that. We want our family to be whole, right? But see, with these generational curses and stuff like that, we end up tarnishing the very things that we want. I know, me personally, I got two things on my list, both mom and dad, right? My dad, he was a player, right? And my mom, she even says it, just a quick story, right? She was working. I work 3 jobs. I shouldn't be working 3 jobs. I'm spreading myself way too thin. And I got to try to, do what God's called me to do. So, and I'm, like I said, I'm spreading myself too thin, and that's stubbornness within me that my mom even kind of cracked up, about her own stubbornness, and uses that as testimony. Because she's at work, she fell out because of the fact that God was telling her to retire. She was ignoring it because she wanted to stay and make more money potentially in the future, because bigger retirement checks. So, with these things said, I have now went to attack those things of my dad, which was like being a player, and those things of my mom, which obviously I'm still stubborn because I'm still working 3 jobs. Should I be doing that? No. But I plan on stopping next month. Exactly what she said. So, anyways, I tell you, I'm going to war with these types of things. And the thing is, I was wearing my mask and everything at work, and that was, what I believe is a spiritual. It was a physical manifestation of what was going on inside my spirit, because masking up and everything like that, and all this, mark of the beast, and you know how it transpires and becoming a beast is just really stubbornness within, but a very, very, very deep stubbornness as you progress through these things to guard your heart in life, and like they're very, very guarded. Anyways, that's not the point. Point is, break those generational curses, and you have to do it through prayer and fasting. Some strongholds, cannot be broken unless you pray and fast simultaneously. So I encourage you to do that. Look within, and just figure those things out. Compare, make comparisons, and if you don't have parents to go off of, try to just do like everybody else doing. Try to be most like the Most High. Fight for that, but just know that, like, a lot of times our generational curses, even if whether we know our parents or not, will manifest into our relationships. And a lot of times, you run to those wanting a whole family, so you might do things outside of God in order to achieve that at faster than at what you should. I don't know. I'm not speaking for your life. I'm just saying that is a trait of, like, all of us, I mean, not all of us, but a lot of us having a broken family and wanting to mend that and stop that with you. But you got so many other traits, big to small, that, as the word says, the Lord's coming back for a church without a spot or a blemish. So if you want to be without a spot or a blemish, and you trying to fly up at that moment in time, then you have to deal with the things within. And those small things, those big things, they all count and they all matter, because they affect how you affect your kids, and or how you affect your neighbor. So go to war with those things, and don't just leave them on the table. Go to war. This is a war we got to fight. I appreciate y'all for watching, and God bless.